Hey guys, Insane Gamer here. I'm gonna get right into what mortal level is in Dragon Ball Super and how it's calculated. So here's my opinion on it. All right, this is not fact, right? Just what I think. So the way I think mortal level is calculated, it has to do with the amount of the amount of worlds within a universe and how civilized they are, right? In technology, right? So with that being said, the reason why Universe 7 was so low, it's second to the last, was because of Majin Buu, Frieza, and Beerus, right? And the Kais. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Majin Buu, Beerus, and Frieza. So Majin Buu from the beginning, right? He was destroying planets left and right, on a rampage. So with that being said, once he was doing that, it was again killing off a bunch of civilizations that were probably pretty civilized, right? They were killing off their technology, killing off all that stuff. So then you factor in Frieza, who was again colonizing planets, destroying them. If he didn't like them for whatever reason. So again, he was destroying worlds, right? With the Universe 7. Then you take in Beerus, who was again destroying planets just for the heck of it, because he's like, you know what? I'm gonna destroy this place. So I don't like their food, right? He was doing that as well. So with that being said, right, they lowered their count of how many inhabited worlds there were. So that they killed off that number, right? They killed it. That's why they're so low. So then that only left planet Earth and probably a few other ones that had a pretty high technology and pretty strong fighters, right? It's only a few out there. All right, that's why they rank so low. Versus, say, Universe 12. From what we know about Universe 12, they actually had, time travel capabilities and all this other good stuff, right? Because again, those guys, right, the gods of destruction there, and all that other stuff, they probably didn't have to deal with all that mess. They had a bunch of worlds. They destroyed the worlds that weren't progressing, and kept the worlds that were, and also taught those worlds that were still trying to progress how to do better. Okay, so that's why Universe 12 is exempt, and a few other ones, right? They probably kept the balance. So now let's get into the Supreme Kais. I think the Supreme Kais of Universe 7, where Goku's from, they probably were not trying to advance those civilizations pretty much, right? They were just kind of letting them do what they wanted to do, because that's what Beerus accused Supreme Kai of, right? He's all like, hey dude, you did not do your job and progressing the universes on. You let them do whatever they wanted. And then he told Beerus, well, you were too busy sleeping, and just too busy sleeping, right? You weren't even doing your job right. So that's why Universe 7 ranks so low in their mortal level. There's not enough planets that are inhabited with civilized people with technology and strong fighters. All right, so again, the way I think it's all calculated, right, it has to do again with the amount of worlds there are, right, and their technology, right? Because technology, the way I look at it, has to go hand in hand with fighting power, right? So, and also during, I want to touch on this too. Sorry if I'm everywhere, but I'm just doing this on a whim here, unscripted. Another thing is, what Zeno said. Zeno said during this tournament, during this exhibition match, he's like, "Wow, I didn't know that these fighters were such a low. I didn't know Universe 7 had such strong fighters given their mortal level, right? Because again, Universe 7 is freaking, everything is destroyed, right? Everywhere. It's just pitiful. So he's like, dang, I didn't know that people still existed in that. He basically was saying that Universe 7 still has strong fighters, even though there's not a lot of, the population is pretty low, right, with civilized planets. All right. So now I'm going to touch on this really quick. So here's my example. If you have a universe, right, that has, a million planets, but every planet there is a caveman style planet where, they're hunting and gathering and fishing with spears and knives, right? That universe is going to have a low mortal level. Why? Because the technology is just not there, right? And they're not progressing. They're just stuck in caveman mode. So how can you produce fighters when, they barely have a grasp of language, right? They don't have cars, they don't have spaceships, so they can't really learn much, right? Excuse me, versus another universe that has cars, that has spaceships, that has language, right? That has weapons, that has key control, and they have knowledge. So that's the way it's calculated, right? That's just the way I look at it. It has to do with that, right? So again, you can have a million planets within a universe, but if they're all caveman status, it's gonna have a low mortal level, right? But if you have a universe that has a million planets that are freaking civilized with technology, right, you can progress and have strong fighters, right? Because you can even develop androids, you can develop, missiles and all that good stuff. right? But you need to have a good amount of planets to do that, you know, because think about it. Goku, when planet Frieza when Namek was destroyed, Goku went off, right? And he visited many planets. He learned instant transmission on his journey, right? Why? Because he found a civilized world that, you know, had civilized people with technology, and guess what? He learned the skill, right? And then, you know, but given, you know, the planet, every planet besides Earth was a caveman style planet, he wouldn't learn anything, and you know, that's that, right? He wouldn't know that technique. So that's the way I look at it. That's the way it's calculated. So just to kind of reiterate what I said, just to put it all in a nutshell, mortal level is calculated by how many how many worlds there are in the universe, how civilized they are with technology, right? That's what it's calculated. How many worlds there are and how civilized they are. That counts as to how strong your fighters would be. All right. So if you agree, let me know. If you disagree, I might do another video explaining a little better, maybe with some bullet points. But that's what I think. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Insane Game.